Lawrence! Yes, sir. Where is the subscribe button? At the bottom of the video, sir. Lawrence? Why is it red? Well, sir, that is because the viewer has yet to subscribe to begin download. Oh, I do love this part of my day. Why don't you do the honors? Smack that subscribe button down below and become a member of this fine community, much like our two newest subscribers, Nick Richards and Jonas Floydus. Have you done it yet? While you're down there, ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on the lovely videos that appear on this channel. Florence! Begin the video! With pleasure. Well then, V sure does know how to make a skit. Greetings, my dear viewers, and I am Drayon, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons Character Conversion, where we take a look at famous characters from across media and convert them into a playable character for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. And if you could not tell by the thumbnail, the title of the video, or V's dramatic skit, we are taking a look at Dr. Nefarious, the main villain of the Ratchet and Clank franchise. It's hard to tell. Quark was the villain in two of them. There was Drek. There was another dude. I forgot his name. Then there was some sort of eldritch horror, Emperor Nefarious in the latest game. Then there is the weirdo trying to take Quark down in the presidential election in the comics. Anyway, that's not important. What is important is that we are creating Dr. Nefarious today. And to start things off, we are going to be doing the point-buy system for our stats. Strength is going to be an 8, Dexterity will be a 10, Constitution will be a 10, Intelligence will be our highest stat at a 15, with Wisdom and Charisma following behind that at a 14. For race, we are going to look to Kobold Press and their book, Tome of Heroes, to get the Gearforged, which are very similar to Warforged in design and concept, but the Gearforged are only Gearforged because their creator transferred their soul to the robotic body after they had perished, which is very similar to Dr. Nefarious's own background, since he was to use his own words, a squishy, a humanoid, before having gained a robot body. Now, you are well in your right to use Warforged instead of the Gearforged, especially if your Dungeon Master does not allow you to use Kobold Press material, which is a little bit sad, given the circumstances, but if you would like to see this build in a different sort of light, I would recommend checking out my optimized video, The Tech Priest, and you'll see why I called it Tech Priest when you look at that video. Anyway, the Gearforged gives us 1 point in each of 2 different stats. We're going to go for Intelligence and Wisdom. Yes, just 1 point. We get a speed of 30 feet, we get construct resilience, construct vitality, and living construct, as well as 2 languages, common and machine speech. Oh, Kobold Press, you sly dogs. Next, for our background, we are going to go with Sage. Simply for the fact that there was no other background that fit Dr. Nefarious's background as a researcher, as a scientist. Well, there's CMIC scientist, but I felt that Sage would be a little bit more appropriate. We get the proficiency in our Arcana and History skills and 2 more languages of our choice. And we also get the feature Researcher. We know things, and if we don't know a certain thing, we know where to figure out the information of that thing. Very useful skill. Now we're going to start things off with the Artificer. Since, well, he is an Artificer. This will probably be a much more interesting build if I was in Pathfinder, but we still have a very nice build going on here. The Artificer uses a 1d8 for our hit die. Since we don't have a Constitution modifier, we only get a starting hit point of 8. With our proficiencies, we have light armor, medium armor, shields, simple weapons, hand crossbows, heavy crossbows, and firearms. You know, if your Dungeon Master allows for them. Which I don't know why they wouldn't if we are going with a Warforged. Anyway, we have the Thieves' Tools, Tinker's Tools, and the final tool, which I forgot to switch out. We'll say Alchemist Supplies. We also get saving throws of Constitution and Intelligence, and 2 more skills. And I forgot to change the Arcana out. Instead of Arcana, pick something that makes sense for Nefarious. There's also Investigation, which also works. You have Magical Tinkering and your Spellcasting, which uses your Intelligence modifier. And of course, you requires your tools for a spellcasting focus, and you also have Ritual Casting. We're going to go ahead and swiftly multi-class into Cleric. And once again, we are picking a Kobold Press exclusive, the Clockwork Domain. This gives you bonus proficiencies in Clockmaker's tools and heavy armor. You also have your spellcasting using your Wisdom modifier, and you also get Blessing of the Gears, as well as your domain spells, which are also exclusive to Kobold Press, Analyze Device, and Pendulum. Now, Blessing of the Gears is pretty nice. When you are healing a construct, it actually... No, it wasn't for that one. Blessing of the Gears was something else. I think it was... I don't remember what it was. You'll have to check out Deep Magic in order to find out what that is. Or maybe it was in also Tome of Heroes. Either way, check out Kobold Press's material. It is fantastic. For level 2 Cleric, we have our Channel Divinity, Turn Undead, and thanks to our Clockwork Domain, Construct Mastery. We are able to gain control of a construct. I believe you're only able to do a certain CR, but you are able to take control of certain constructs or other machines, which is pretty good. For level 2 Artificer, we get Infuse Item. We're supposed to get the rest of the Infuse items listed, but we'll go ahead and stick with the starting ones. Homunculus Servant to have your very own Lance. We have Repeating Shot, Replicate Sending Stones, and Replicate Magic Item for Bag of Holding. Level 3 Cleric gets more domain spells, Repair Metal, and Winding Key from Kobold Press's spell list. Level 4 Clerics gain a bonus to their ability scores. Go ahead and increase your Wisdom by 2 points. Level 5 Clerics get Destroy Undead of CR 1/2 or lower. And you also get your domain spells, Overclock, and Soul of the Machine. Now, if you are going with the Tech Priest build that I had mentioned earlier, you are most likely going with the Forge Domain Cleric, which will give you a different set of domain spells that are core to Dungeons & Dragons and not a second party like Cobalt Press. For your level 6 Cleric, you get Improved Mending. This was the ability I thought about earlier. This lets you, when you use a healing spell on a construct, it gives them the maximum possible healing, which is crazy and amazing. For level 7 Clerics, you get your domain spells of Read Memory and Steam Blast. That could be troublesome. For level 8 Cleric, you get your Destroy Undead of CR 1 or lower, Channel Magic from your domain of the Clockwork, and you also get an ability score improvement. However, we're going to trade that out for a feat at this level, which is going to be Observant, increasing our Wisdom modifier by 1 point, and increasing our passive Wisdom and passive Intelligence scores for Perception and Investigation by 5 points. We are neglecting our Artificer, so let's go ahead and increase our Artificer to a level 3, and grabbing the Artificer Specialist, the Artillerist. Now, the one I was thinking of was going to go for Maverick, but I decided to go Artillerist instead, so that we have more blasters to go with. We get tool proficiency in Woodcarver's tools, Artillerist spells in his shield and Thunderwave, and we also get Eldritch Cannon. And you also have the right tool for the job, just for being a 3rd level Artificer. This way, if you do not have the correct tool on hand, you can just make it, and then have proficiency with that set of tools automatically. Level 4 Artificers get an ability score improvement. Go ahead and increase your intelligence by 2 points. For level 5 Artificers of the Artillerist, we get Arcane Firearm and Artillerist spells of Scorching Ray and Shatter. For your level 6 Artificer, we have Tool Expertise. Now we double our proficiency bonus when using a skill check with a tool. For Artificer level 7, we have Flash of Genius. And Artificer level 8 gets another ability score improvement. Go ahead and increase your intelligence by 2 more points. For your 9th level Artificer, the Artillerist spells of Fireball and Wind Wall are now accessible to you, as well as the feature Explosive Cannon, which increases the power of our arcane firearm. And for level 10 Artificers, we have Magic Item Adept. Level 11 Artificers get Spell Storing Item. And then finally, for level 12 Artificers, we get another ability score improvement. Go ahead and increase your Wisdom by 2 more points. Now, this might be the end of the build, but not the end of the video, as we still have some spells to go over. For our recommended spell list, I would recommend these Artificer spells. For your cantrips, we have Lightning Lure, Shocking Grasp, and Sword Burst. First level spells, we have Catapult, Detect Magic, Identify, and Tasha's Caustic Brew. Second level spells, we have Alter Self, Heat Metal, Levitate, and Web. Third level spells, we have Blink, Haste, and Glyph of Warding, just so you can make a quick escape or set up a couple of interesting traps. And also, there have been a couple of cases where Dr. Nefarious has launched things or even people at certain velocities. And the Alter Self was for that sick arm blade that he's able to manifest sometimes. Or, you know, his metallic claws. For your Cleric spells, we have the following cantrips: Mending, Sacred Flame for a sick laser, Toll the Dead, and Word of Radiance. For your first level spells, we have Command, Cure Wounds, Guiding Bolt for another sick laser, and Inflict Wounds. For second level, we have Hold Person, Locate Object, Silence, and Spiritual Weapon. We have Dispel Magic, Life Transference, and Motivational Speech at third level. This is to get your minions riled up to fight those pesky squishies. And fourth level, we have Banishment and Locate Creature, just because I didn't really know what else would work for Dr. Nefarious's evil schemes. Now, if I had gone for a higher level Cleric, I'm sure I would have gone for some spells that would have best fit some of Dr. Nefarious's nefarious technology. But I did not have those accessible to me, so this is the best I can do. What did you think of this video? And what did you think of V's overdramatic skit? Let me know down in the comment section below. Until next time, this has been Drehan, and I am offline.